Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Gina's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I prepare this delicious tilapia fish. Here I have 2 tilapia fish. They're frosted already and washed. So I'm going to start from cutting the fin. You have to be careful when cutting the fin because it is so dangerous when it hurts your fingers. Okay, so just be careful when you are cutting it out. So I used my scissors to cut it. I didn't use knife, I used scissors. Scissors is better for me because when you're using knife, it is so difficult to cut it out. So here I have all the ingredients I'm going to use to make this tilapia fish. Here I have no bouillon. Then I also have this mixed black white pepper with sea salt, but you can use ordinary salt. Okay. So I also have cayenne pepper. Then I have red bell pepper grinded already, the dry one. I have thyme. I also have oregano. Then I have rosemary as well. I'm going to use the dry rosemary for this delicious meal. I have olive oil. Here is ginger, Maggi cube, salt, red pepper, red bell pepper, onions and shallot onions. You can see the red one is the shallot onions. So this is celery and coriander leaf. I have dry shallot onions, the one I fried already. Then I'm going to grind these spices, the red pepper, red bell pepper, shallots, ginger and garlic, and the dry oregano and thyme. I'm going to grind everything together, okay, before adding it to the tilapia. I'm going to add rosemary, red bell pepper, the dry one, and the cayenne pepper into the spices, the fresh spices. I'm going to blend everything together as well. So these are the vegetables that I'm going to use to make this tilapia. I'm going to use it to beautify it and also bring out the flavor. When the flavor mixes with the tilapia, it tastes so good. Okay, and I'm also going to add lemon on it. So all these things makes this tilapia to look nice and beautiful and also taste nice. Then I'm going to chop this red bell pepper, onion, shallot, ginger and garlic. I'm going to blend everything together before adding it to the tilapia, okay? So guys, who is in love with fish these days? For me, I don't like fish before, but I'm not a fan for fish, okay? But since I gave birth, in fact, I love eating fish. I like the flakes, you know. I like roasting it or frying it, you know. In fact, every day I like eating fish with other things, you know, with vegetables, with peas, you know, all that. But before, if you're cooking fish, or when I was small, my mom would just be making fish stew and all that. Man, I'll be angry. I don't like eating fish. In fact, I hate the smell. Fish and chicken don't make me feel good. But these days, man, as the lady is getting old, I love fish. In fact, I don't even like eating meat these days. It's only fish that I like to add in my food. In fact, the best is to fry or roast it, then prepare pepper, or you eat with vegetables or peas. Then I have finished cutting all these spices that I'm going to use in making this tilapia. The next thing I'm going to do is to add everything into the blender and blend it all. Okay. So all these are the ingredients I'm going to use. So I'm going to blend this one. So I'm adding thyme. You know, the ones in the blender is the vegetable spices, but I'm adding the dry one, thyme. Okay. Then I'm adding red bell pepper, the dry one. Okay, I just want to blend everything together. So I don't want, when I finish blending the vegetable ones, then I'll start adding the dry one. No, I like blending everything together. So now I add the habanero pepper, okay, and salt with 1 cube of Maggi. So don't forget to add olive oil. Yes, don't forget to add olive oil, okay? Because I told you I want to blend everything together. Then I added a small water. So it will make it to be liquid, but not much, okay? Then after blending, I told you I'm going to fry it a little bit before rubbing it all over the fish. Okay, so I added olive oil, so I'm going to add the spices that I blended already. Okay, so I'm going to fry it about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I'll bring it out. Then it's ready to apply on the fish. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring out the fish and give it a line. So I'm going to use a bread knife to give it a line, you know. So you can give yours like 4 to 5 lines. Open it, because the lines help the spices to enter into the fish very well. Because if you rub the spices on top of the fish just like that, the spices will not go inside. But when you give it a cut, okay, and apply it inside those cuts, you're going to have the taste of the spices, and it will make the fish to taste good. So that's why I give it a line, a cut, okay. So these are the technique how I apply the spices, okay. But first of all, I'm going to add a little bit of this no bouillon to bring out this taste, okay. So after mixing everything together, I'm going to apply it on top of the fish. Just remember to make the spices enter inside that line, okay. use your one finger and push the spices inside the fish, okay, so that this taste will come out. The fish and the taste of the spices will blend together. Okay, don't just rub it like you are rubbing oil on top of something. Just push those spices inside. Okay, yeah, you can see how I'm doing it. Use one of your finger, push it inside. Okay, but be careful about the bones so it will not hurt your finger. Okay, so after applying all these things, then I'm going to put it inside the oven. So after applying the spices, the next thing I'm going to do is to add rosemary on top of it. You know, I like rosemary so much. I like the flavor, especially when you add it on top of the fish when roasting, you know, or frying the flakes. You know, this fish flakes, when you're frying it, you add the rosemary before you fry it with butter or oil. Okay, so these are the two fishes I'm going to roast, but I'm going to leave it about 30 minutes so that the flavor will marinate into the fish before adding it into the oven. Okay, so the next thing is to cut the carrots, the bell pepper, all the vegetable that I told you that I'm going to use to beautify the fish. So remember to cover the fish with foil before adding it into the oven. Okay, then roast it about 350 degrees. If you want the fish to be soft, try to cover it with foil and roast it about 350 degrees. Then leave the fish inside the oven like 45 minutes before bringing it out. Then after 45 minutes, you brought it out, then add this vegetable on top of it with the fried sauce I'm going to make now. Then put it back to the oven and leave it again about 45 minutes. But if you like the fish to dry, remove the foil after you bring it out for the first time. When taking it back, open it. Don't protect it with foil anymore. But if you want it to be soft, try to cover it with foil. Then leave it inside the oven for another 45 minutes. Okay? Then the next thing I'm going to do is to fry the celery, coriander, shallots, onions, ginger and garlic, the one I chopped. Okay, so I'm going to stir fry it about 10 minutes before bringing it down. So here are the onions and garlic and ginger. Then I blended this coriander and celery leaf, so I'm going to add it as well. Then stir fry. Okay, so this I'm going to add on top of the fish after roasting it about 45 minutes. Okay, because I want to put more flavor in that fish. You know, coriander and parsley are good spices. You know, when you add it in your food, you know, this is so nice. You will love it. In fact, I started loving it since I came to this Germany. I normally apply it in my food because I like the taste. It tastes so nice. It's a good spices, but people don't know. Just stir fry it about 10 minutes. Okay. So this is the tilapia after 45 minutes inside the oven. So these are the vegetables that I'm going to use to beautify it and also bring out the flavor. Okay, so you can see how the rosemary look on top of the fish with the spices that I added on it. Okay, so now I'm adding this Irish potato. You know, when eating the fish, then you will be eating the Irish potato as well. You know, it's just a meal. Okay, then I added carrots. I added beans, the green beans. Okay, then I'm going to add the red bell, yellow and green pepper. Then I'll also add lemon on top of it. Okay, then finally I'm going to add the vegetable coriander that I stir fry on top of it and put my most delicious flavor that I like, the dry shallot. I will just sprinkle the dry shallot on top of the fish. Okay, all these things make the fish to taste good and bring out the natural flavor. So you can see I've not started, but everything, the environment is looking so great and beautiful. Even if before you taste the fish, your eyes are already eating the fish. Okay, so all these things make the fish to taste good and nice. You eat with your eyes before you start tasting it, and the smell as well. So you can see the stir fry sauce that I made. So I'm adding it on top of the fish as well. Okay, this thing you see tastes so nice. So after this, I'm going to put it back to the oven. I'm still going to cover it with foil. Okay, but if I want it to dry more, I'm going to open it and put the oven to 450 degrees so that the fish will dry up more. You know, some people don't like it dry, some people like it to be more soft. They will use their fork and be eating it. Okay, but me, I like it to dry. Okay, so I've added the shallot I told you about that I fried. I made it myself, homemade shallot. Okay, I'm still going to show you how I prepare those ones. Okay, so you can see that's the fish after the 45 minutes. Everything is okay now. The fish is ready to eat. You can get your plate and your fork, or you wash your hand. You know, come and enjoy with me. Come and join me with this delicious tilapia that I made at home. You know, I'm going to enjoy it with my family. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share.